Hello?
How may I?
Resides in the night.
I owe you one.
Thank you. I can make it back to camp from here.
Follow me quickly, before any more of them return.
Research. All I want to do is research. Why do I always end up in life or death situations? Either in Darwin's Cursed or I am. Shades boiling up from the ground? We were excavating for artifacts when Dominion soldiers showed up, demanding we turn over anything we'd found. And Darwin showed them what we had, but Lieutenant Urian insisted we work I have no idea. The Mages Guild has procedures for a reason. Not that the soldiers listened. We found an ancient scepter made from bone, but before... That's right. And if it weren't for you, I'd have joined them. I'm heading back to our base camp. You should speak with Darwin if you think you can help sort out this mess. You can't...
What are you doing? I appreciate what you did for the Acolytes. They weren't prepared for any of this. I'm relieved Kellermond is safe. The Bone Scepter? Yes, it's in my pack, just outside this tent. That Bone Scepter is the only thing of note we found. There's no end of trouble since we pulled it from the ruin. It's not dangerous, not directly. What I mean to... It summons all the shades, I suspect. It certainly doesn't control them. Not that I found, anyway. Although... The markings carved into the scepter are all Ayleid, for Pale Sentinel. It's the only shade we've heard speak, though it mostly just wails. It is rather pale, come to think of it, and the scepter works obsidian into bone, which is an old form. If that shade is in fact the Pale Sentinel, that Bone Scepter may have some control over it. And if it's directing the rest of the shades, perhaps you could force it to stop. Besides, we can't allow Telekar's ancient traps to remain active. Not this close to Elden. He was a necromancer, one of Mannimarco's most talented apprentices, but he and his wife Vestari eventually left. It isn't entirely clear. There are many theories, but they all boil down to a difference of opinion.
Seems to head to Eldenroot. The Mages Guild will want to hear of this mess.
Who are you to decide who lives and who dies?
Leave this place. I won't let you wake him. The Bone Scepter. No, please, don't wake him. Stop. Don't make me go back. I was so close to escaping him forever. Telekar. A bad man who sleeps inside these ruins. When he wakes, I'll be trapped here forever. I'll do everything I can to get away. I did not! Telekar's servants hurt those people. They don't like you if you aren't from here. When he wakes, he'll control them completely. The Bone Scepter holds power over Telekar's monsters. Over me. I can't lie to you. Besides, one of Telekar's victims. But I don't have to be. If you can free me before he wakes, I'll leave. Then he'll go back to sleep forever. Hooray! Follow me inside the ruin. We don't want the Shades to hear us. They're his spies, you know. quiet in here. Telekar's servants don't like things with blood inside them. And they really don't like There's a big sparkly door inside the Constellation Room. It's this big lock Vistari made, to keep him asleep inside. She doesn't come around anymore. Telekar's wife. They fought and fought, because he was a bad man, and she was a good woman. But she thought she could change him. When she realized he'd always been bad, she locked him in here. Vistari left 3 of the things we need in special rooms around the ruins. The 4th is stuck inside some of Telekar's servants. If you smash them open, I won't tell. That's easy. The morning room, the smelly room, and the forbidden room. But don't worry, I can keep you safe. I can distract Telekar's servants. Point the bone scepter at one of them and I'll blind it. Then you can smack it until it falls down. Don't worry, it's not like you're hurting it. Oh, all right. The most important thing is the book Vistari wrote in when she locked the door. We need to find that so we know what to do in the Constellation. There's an old skull Telekar stole from Menamarco. Then there's a glowy vial. I don't know what's inside, but if you listen real close, you can hear whispers. Behold, the Forbidden Room. I come here to think sometimes. It's where Vistari left the book she wrote in when she put Telekar to sleep. Smelly room. That glowy vial lit the hallways when Vistari carried it back from the Constellation Room. Servants used to live in the cages, but Vistari brought that old skull back here. I'm sure of it. That's the last of them. We have all the pieces. We should go to the Constellation Room and put Telekar back to sleep. You have everything Vistari had when she... happening. I think it's working.
Who are you? How dare you intrude within my... What?
No!
It's you!
Let me go!
You there! Explain yourself! What are you doing in my home? Who are you? Why have you invaded my home? The Shades defend my home from thieves. Neither I nor my servants bear any interest in the living. My work concerns one who died long ago. And now, I would know why this creature... Simple-minded thing. Those wards haven't contained me for decades. I remain within by choice. Now, I'm at a critical juncture in my research, and I...
No, please! I don't want to stay here!
Again, you trouble me at a critical juncture. What must I do to hasten your departure? Attempting to restore my son, despite your interruptions. That creature is a piece of him, an imperfect piece. If I reunite flesh and spirit, I can he's my son. I'd do anything to restore him to a fraction of himself. With refinement, I can make that we could one day be a family again. I needed time to refine my methods, and time I have had. And now, I have his spirit. I don't wish to harm this creature. You what? That scepter is crafted from my own bones. It can bind the creature to his immortal husk. Once you feared I would raise an undead army to march through Grahtwood. My wife and I spurned Manimarco for a reason. But in return for binding this creature to my... He was young when he had his accident. Too young. The creature you've met can't fully comprehend the world around it. Unless properly supervised. Kalian is my son. I needed all his remains to craft the husk, so I had to use my own for the scepter. To command a spirit, use a focus made of its bones. I broke through Vestari's ward just under a century ago. I have remained here ever since, attempting to restore what remained of my family.
No, please. You can't make me be a monster again. I don't want to be here anymore. It hurt when I was a monster. It hurt worse than these chains. I don't know. I wish you could use the bone scepter on him. Point it at his body. There on the throne. And tell him to go to sleep. Then I could far away from here. Somewhere safe and warm. Somewhere I'd have...
No! What are you... What?
You did it! You did it! I'm free! I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll be far away from here. Telekar can't hurt me anymore. Here, I can open a portal so you can be with your friends. Tell them I'm sorry about the...
If I still had hair, it'd be completely white.
Lo. Don't get many visitors. If you're here for the ruin, best to turn back. No goods come out of that place in... what ruin? As if any other mattered. Leiloria, sealed up tighter than an Ansei tomb. Twice as dangerous. That's the kind of thing that happens when Daedric princes start feuding with one another. Priestess of Azura. Molag Bal's been torturing her. Longer than you, me, maybe even these trees have been alive. And he's not like to stop unless some... Best of luck to you. Leiloria's sealed up tight, and by Azura's own hand. It'll take some doing to get in. Never mind thwart Molag Bal, rescue Cullenway, and make your way. Used to study magic back in the day, under a powerful mage named Vestari. Taught Tholor and me everything we know. We were her best students. So when she walked into Leiloria, she told us what to do if things went wrong. She gave us a crystal. Told us if the beacon on her tower ever turns red, we're to break it. No questions asked. When we do, everything around her tower, trees, lay low. Well, we're not sure exactly. But when Vestari went down there, Daedra poured out and killed all our fellow students. It was all we could do to make it to a safe vantage point. But Thorlor says it's 100 years this rain's had. But me, I'd put it more at 97. Give
I can't tell you how glad I am you're here. Something is horribly amiss, and we can't leave this cave without fearing for our lives. We are followers of the Green Pact, pledged to protect the forest from all harm. In exchange, the forest shapes itself to our needs. But now the forest, only a gross violation of the Green Pact could cause the forest to attack us in this way. My suspicions were confirmed when we entered this cave. We found the sacred blossom, Sanguine Alendo, cut from its stem. The requirements for correcting a violation of the Green Pact are well established. 3 kinds of proof are required for judgment: witness testimony, physical evidence, and a magical omen. Without all 3, no judge. I've been able to narrow the suspects by talking to the villagers, but to gather more evidence, we'd need to leave this cave. For as long as justice is denied under the Green Pact, the forest will destroy any... You have my gratitude. There are 3 suspects whose behavior has been called into question. Arlanak, the Khajiit merchant, Spinner Aranas, and his wife.
So Trethane Rallan has you looking into the destruction of the sacred flower. I hope you understand this isn't just about a plant. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but I can tell you already that it was our spinner. He's an alchemist. He makes unnatural concoctions with plants. He claims to never use anything forbidden, but everyone knows that alchemists need lots of... That merchant is harmless. He only gets what people ask him to acquire, and I've never seen him harm a leaf. If it weren't for him, I won't stand any bad-mouthing of Gathiel. Sure, she's married to that alchemist, but she's nothing like him, rooting around in the dirt for dead leaves. The way she carries herself, her beauty, her refinement, So Trethane, I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I won't stand any bad-mouthing of Gathiel. Sure, he's an alchemist. I won't stand any bad-mouthing.
So Trethane Roland wants you to investigate the violation of the Green Pact. I don't see what there is to investigate.
Ask what you want, but I think it's obvious who did it. That Khajiit has always held our traditions in contempt.
The night the Green Pact was broken, there was a terrible storm. I was sitting by the window, watching the lightning. That's when I saw that filthy cat sneak off into the woods towards the cave. Spinner Arenas is our guiding light. He helped heal my cousin when she got sick, and has always been a staunch defender of the Green Pact. Gathiel has her moments of ego, but she's a loyal member of this community. We were all praying for her during her recent illness, and were thrilled at her recovery. I don't think she's capable of this crime.
without you.
I heard you've been made Pact Advocate. Is this true? I want to help in any way I can. The Green Pact is sacred, and the anything to fix this. Aronak's been in our town for years. Why would he suddenly decide to do this? Besides, the Pact is a special bond between the Wood Elves and the Forest. Aranis is a good man. He's the village spinner, so it's his job to pass on the stories of the Wood Elves and the Green. I learned about the Green Pact from his stories when I was a child. He would never endanger the village. A real piece of work. Always scheming, that one is. Spinner's wife or not, I'm sure she's guilty. She's been sick for weeks and just happens to get better the night the pact was broken? I testify against her in a heart.
We stand ready to hear your findings, Advocate. I encourage you to ask the suspect. Remember, once you have made an accusation, you must present the supporting evidence as requested. If you are truly ready, please name the accused. You have formally accused Aranak the Khajiit merchant of violations against the Green Pact. Who do you have to stand in testimony? Citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what physical evidence do you have to present to us? We accept this order invoice into evidence. Please present the final piece of evidence, an omen from the heavens portending the guilt of the accused. We accept this lightning-charred rock into evidence. Please allow me a moment to review the evidence you have presented. After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, I find Aranak, the merchant, guilty as charged.
I'm sorry, I never meant to bring this on the village.
Advocate, we have asked much of you in this terrible affair, but I must rely upon you for one final sacred task. Please escort the prisoner to the judgment chamber below.
I am sorry for what I did. Isn't it possible to look the other?
Please, I don't want to die. I am not ready. I am sorry. I should not have cut the plant. Please, spare me.
Blood for blood. It is done.
It is done. It is done.
You have done what we could not. You have restored us to the Green Pact. All is right, even if all is not yet well. It's a painful loss. Aranak was an important part of this community. He gave us contact with the outside world.
Gotcha!
Approach, mortal. Mortal, you stand above the sealed ruins of Leiloria. Within is a gateway to Cold Harbor, where my priestess, Kulanway, suffers at the hands of Molag Bal. Her pain, I am the Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk, the Mother of the Rose, who sealed Leiloria away from your world. I am Azura, mortal, and I would put an end when Vestari found these ruins and sought to end Kulanway's torment. She failed and was lost. Go to Vestari's tower. Follow her footsteps. A powerful wizard who built the tower behind you. She studied Leiloria for years, always patient, until finally Leiloria is the mouth of a bottle that floats through Cold Harbor. My seal is the cork. Should I release the seal, Molag Bal's servants will pour into it. Kulanway was the most beloved of my servants. Her voice bent the world to her will, yet she used her power for selfless works.
Again? I mean, yes. Greetings, outsider. As the will of my prince is eternal, I heed your Azura. You know of Azura, don't you? Erai the Fleet, she named me. But that was long ago. This shriveled vessel is but a shadow of my former glory. My wings. The starry pierced the seal with a relic known as the Twilight Heart. It still stands before the gates of Leyloria, bereft of magical energies. You'll need to feed it souls, and with all these Daedra about, you'll have your pick. The wizard Vastari kept quite the stock of sigil geodes, which I suppose should do. There are still some around. I can smell them from here. Of course, she was the last to summon me. Together we opened the ruins of Leyloria. She ventured in with her noble companions. I watched them die in a flood of Daedra. It was all I could do to escape and seal the ruin. Vastari's final, ignoring the fact that my prince's unbreakable will compels me to open the way to Leyloria, despite the unspeakably bloody terror to greet you on the other. You could be Molag Bal himself for all I know. I'd still help you open the door, Lord of Brutality or not. You aren't him, are you? Good, good. I'd expect the Harvester of Souls. Try waiting in a rock until someone calls your name. Then watch them reduced to a smear of viscera the moment you do what they've asked you to do. Of course, she was the last to summon me, ignoring the fact you could be Molag Bal him. Good. Here are the sigil geodes. A little quite simple to use. Pointed at the Daedra you want to absorb, and the sigil geode does the rest. Just so. The power! I'd forgotten how it feels. Follow, outsider. Come see my prince's glorious domain. You live?
Yes, Irai, despite your efforts.
My prince's children were legion. They should have overwhelmed you.
Molag Bal's chattel are nothing to me.
Blasphemy!
Stranger, if you're a foe to Molag Bal, stand with me.
Fools! I'll feast upon your eyes!
You've nowhere to fly, fiend. You can't escape me. The sigil geode? Do you still have it? Touching the sigil geode to Irai's forehead will absorb her soul. It's the only way we'll ever leave this place. If she dies outside of that stone, we'll spend the next century counting the tiles in this place. I noted 32,708. In the depths of this ruin is a portal leading straight to Cold Harbor. We can only close it from the other side. Once in Cold Harbor, we'll have no hope of escape unless...
It doesn't matter what you do to me. You'll be dead. Or Molag Bal is my prince, you fool. I let Vistari believe I was Azura's servant, just as I let you believe. I led you into Cold Harbor.
At last. After all these years. I'm not one to hope any creature suffers, but with Irai, I'll make an exception. She can spend eternity in the sigil geode for all I care. Irai is bound to her tablet. While she's within the sigil geode, we can use her as a tether to escape from Cold Harbor. If I hadn't been so quick to destroy her those years ago, at the base of these ruins is the hole her torment tears between worlds. But the moment we enter, Molag Bal's servants are likely to sense our presence. We must find Kulan Wei and free her from whatever cruel device causes her so much pain. Doing so should end her. I kept this library clear of Daedra, but the chambers beyond are home to a variety of the creatures. Can you feel her suffering? Her agony? For 1,000 years, her pain tumbled through the floor, always reaching for her last memories of a life free of suffering. No more! Come, we... Shatter the soul prison! They shatter all our ways with faith. We've done it! We freed Kulanway from her torment. Oh, it was worth the wait.
Irai brought us both through the seal. It's only fitting she bring us back. I can use the sigil geode to trace her soul back, and then it's a simple matter to open a portal. Are you ready? Then prepare yourself. Departing? We should keep moving.
It is good to stand beneath the sky once more, to feel the breeze upon my skin.
88 years, 3 months, 11 days, 13 hours, 7 minutes. All right, I'm showing off. I used a simple spell to mark the time. It was the first thing I did when I realized. Clear my Tower of Daedra for one, memorialize my companions who did not return. Organize my effects. Then I'll find out what has... I opened my home to many I met in my travels. A young Redguard swordsman, a scarred wood elf hunter, a Psijic outcast. I can still hear their voices. But that was 90 years. For a time, though I expect my attention shall be drawn elsewhere soon enough. There was something different in Cold Harbor. The Molag Bal's Corner of Oblivion holds many secrets. I plundered several from his halls a lifetime ago. Did you know? I did it to impress a boy. What a fool I... Telakar. A powerful mage. Brilliant. Always focused upon his work. Hardly striking, though such things never... I have. Why do you... Then you know the tale it tells. Did you find anything else? I hoped that wretched thing would fade away. It was a pale shadow of my son, nothing more. Kalian died so long ago. That makes no sense. An animated shade would have no desire to escape. It would only approximate reason. Tell me, reason, fear, a sense of self-preservation. No, what have I done? You met Kalian's true spirit. I spurned it. Him, as a mockery of my son.
Kulanwe, beloved of the Wild Ones, my priestess returns from the clutches of Cold Harbor at last. So I have seen. A mortal has managed what much when it is time. You have taught humility to a Daedric prince, mortal. Tread carefully, for he will attempt to exact.
Sings to me, but it is as the wood weeps. Can you hear it too? Is that why you've come? They say all wounds heal in time. This is true, even for the Veiling Wood. Yet some wounds are more grievous than others, and if left to fester, can only bring death. The ruin of Gilvardel's... Each day I carry a vessel of the waters blessed in this shrine, and feed it into that which flows into the darkened vale. Its strength will remind the earth what it once was. But my body grows weak with ache. Thank you. Take this vial and fill it with the waters from this basin. The water must be taken by the one who carries it. With that done, make for the falls that feed into Gilvardel and pour the water at each crest. Nature will do the rest. My son Earthenor helps me tend the shrine here, but he is young and has a young one's whim. More interested in chasing girls and hunting beasts than the worries of an old one like me. Yet his heart is kind and he is...
you smell that? The air here. It's almost sweet. Beware. I can see that. You didn't flinch when that vampire attacked. Name's Sabon. Me and my... The beasts are feral with hunger. We're going to use it against them. Lure them into a trap. The camp is just south of the abandoned orc settlement. Excellent. When you arrive, I'll introduce you.
Puny mortals, you think you've won? Come, my slaves, destroy them! These mortals are strong, but not strong enough.
We escape now, yes?
You aren't paying me enough to deal with your prattle. Thank you. Thank you.
My, you smell lovely. Delightful.
Within the tree? How would one find him? The tree is so large.
I've heard tales of your valor at Esduin. Bravely done.
I pity these high elves tramping.
strangeness and sound. Seems a Daedric prince was involved.
You believe all you hear?
A Daedric prince.
I pity these Haya.
See a clutch of butterflies when she was there.
Believe what you like. I'm glad things have gone down there, whatever the cause.
Hurry to the Cloudy Dregs Inn.
No safer.
This is about Cormount, isn't it? Don't blame her.